Okay, the meeting is being called to order at 6:04. First on the agenda is public participation, and as we do not have any public participation, we're going to go on to review and approve the minutes of the meeting on December 8th. Did everybody have an opportunity to review, and are there any comments?
No comments from Alderman.
Then we will
No
have a motion to
comments.
approve as submitted.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we can move on. Then we have a resolution to approve the 2021 operating budget for the Fairfield Housing Authority, and also to have the executive director work in accordance with this budget for the entire year, which will be effective as of January 1st. Did everyone have an opportunity to look over the operations and budgetary papers that were sent over? And are there any questions that you would like to put to Carol?
I'm just glad I have a magnifying glass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
sorry about that. Yeah, you're right.
Sure.
The font's a little small.
Oh, yeah.
No questions?
None.
I'm not.
I
Okay.
just, Carol,
Go ahead.
before we, make a motion, a couple of, I guess, little things I want to make sure you folks are aware of. We're in the middle of a refi at Trefoil LLC. So although you're looking at a budget that contains revenue and expenses, this is pre-refi. These numbers will then be adjusted in accordance with, our new lender, HUD, et cetera. So just sort of, the revenue numbers will change. Obviously, the expense numbers will change. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. But I felt like, we should at least pass what we know now, and, at a later date, if we need to.
Amend as we need to.
Amend it. Yep.
Mhm.
Just that caveat. And obviously, this budget does not contain Greenfield Commons, the 10 units of the HUD 202 on 580 Villa Avenue, because we haven't actually transferred the asset over to FHC. So just, again, just a big picture. This doesn't include Greenfield Commons, and it, Jerry's joining us, great. It doesn't include Greenfield Commons, and the Trefoil LLC. Hopefully in a few months, we can update revenue and expense numbers there.
Carol, I have a couple of quick questions on the refi. Who are we using as the lender?
Rockport Mortgage.
Okay, and what's the current rate, and what do we think we're going to wind up with?
Um,
I'm
Yep.
not holding you
Hi,
to.
Jerry, welcome.
Hello, everybody.
no, give me 1 minute, John. I do have some revised underwriting. Let me just pull it up here. In the appraisal for everyone, while we're waiting for me to open up this underwriting sheet, the appraisal that was completed actually came in higher than what we had originally thought, which will give us obviously a little bit more ability to, make the proceeds to Fairfield Housing Corp a little bit higher. So it's all good news, as opposed to the appraisal coming in and, we're less than what we had anticipated. So the good news is the proceeds that will be pulled out of this transaction will actually be higher than what I had originally shared with you.
That's good.
And let me see here. I want to say it was like 3.75, John, but I don't want to leave that in your,
If you don't mind, just shoot me an email afterwards. I just want to get an idea.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I presume that we're doing it because we're getting a significantly better rate.
Yes, and we're, hopefully able to, more importantly, raise the rents,
Right.
to generate more debt service.
Great.
I believe the rate will be better. I want to say, I don't know how many basis, but I will definitely, after this call, I can pull up the latest underwriting and answer that via email.
Okay, thank you. Carol, unless there are other questions, I would make a motion that we adopt the budget as presented by the executive director and authorize her to operate the authority on the basis of that budget for the 2021 year.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Great, okay.
That was a
So
fast resolution.
that is, that resolution is passed, and now we can have the report from Carol first.
Yeah, so, it seems like decades since our December 8th meeting. I know we've probably filled a history book at this point with everything that's happened, but just a couple of things in case, you missed it, because the news is overwhelming on a few topics. One very important, which is the pandemic, and the second one far less important. But the president was able to sign the omnibus, which prevented a government shutdown. And our HUD budget and the HUD funding is through September 30th, 2021. There's great news, and I put this in my report, that the Housing Choice Voucher Program is funded at better than anticipated levels. So,
Wow.
how that translates down to the Fairfield Housing Authority is, we, HUD has, the appropriations that it needs to, continue to support every single Housing Choice Voucher family and landlord, across the United States. So that was, frankly, really good news. And the only real, other thing that happened of any significance was that HUD, I think if you recall, we had a discussion on our last meeting in December that HUD had, for Greenfield Commons transfer to the Fairfield Housing Corp, had put a condition about changing the number of directors at the Fairfield Housing Corp. And so I think I had advised you that I had submitted a letter asking them to waive it. In my package tonight, in my memo, you will see we had a nice letter back that they've agreed to waive it. So
Oh,
the good news is Fairfield Housing Corp will remain, as it has been operating, since its inception very successfully now. And so HUD was, kind enough to grant us the waiver. So the good news is, other than probably ginning up a couple of resolutions that the existing board of Greenfield Commons will have to pass, it looks like, FHC will be the substitute governing body of this asset. And then, finally, obviously, I will need to work closely with the executive director for Greenfield Commons to smoothly transition. So, the 10 folks that are currently living there aren't, concerned when they see Carol Martin walking through the hallways that I'm actually there for good reason. Anyway, that was really, for lack of a better word, I'll call them the highlights of my report.
Month.
Yep.
Yes.
okay. I have a question. Does that mean that our board will also run Green Commons?
Yeah,
Or do they have a separate board?
it's a good question, Maureen. The Fairfield Housing Authority Board of Commissioners are not involved directly, or will not be involved directly, with Greenfield Commons. However, Fairfield Housing Corp, and we have, 2 members tonight on the call, Jerry and Carol. And we have our whole board here tonight, so that even makes it better. And Rita, sorry, Rita. Those three individuals will step into the shoes of the organization as the governance body. So think about it this way, Maureen. Fairfield Housing Corp, purchased 980 High Street. Right. And so now think about, we are now purchasing this 10 units known as Greenfield Commons. Think of it that way. But there's no money involved. We're just getting the
Okay, I'm
control
just
and
wondering
ownership.
Who's governing?
Right.
Excuse me. How many board members are covering, who's covering Green Commons and High Street? Will they have separate a board of directors like we do here? Or will they become part of our board?
So nothing's changing. The FHC is staying as the FHC. So it will be Carol Landsman, Rita Waterman, and Jerry Stuhlman. No other separate board members, new directors, new entities. It's all going to remain,
In three people's hands.
yeah, three really good people as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Now, High Street, will that also have a separate board of directors?
No,
Oh,
They're going to be along with us too?
FHC is going to be on the hook eventually. Yep. Yep.
A lot of housing.
Maureen.
Carol,
Yeah, go ahead, Rita.
I just want to say that I don't know Mr. Crisafulli, but that was a very nice letter.
Yes, it
Written
was.
in accepting your waiver. Your letter must have been beautifully written, as one would expect. But I thought that was very nicely done, professional and not.
And
Yeah, it was just really good.
And it's lovely when HUD recognizes, because they're in the world of workouts and transitioning and, all the stuff when something goes wrong, right? So it's nice once in a while for a HUD regional person to be able to write a letter that they have complete confidence in the Fairfield Housing Court to be able to manage this asset. So I do agree, Rita. It was very, very well written.
Listen, he said we're fully capable. That's pretty damn good. I just that needed to be acknowledged. That's all.
Yeah, and back to the large number of units, Maureen. Bear in mind, yes, it is a large number of units, but in the grand scheme of things, the Fairfield Housing Authority Board of Commissioners is always there, right, to backstop any of the director's needs. And we designed, when we set up the Fairfield Housing Corp, we designed it that way.
Okay.
So I don't want Carol, Rita, and Jerry losing any sleep over this.
Okay.
This
Over
is-
other things.
We're
Yeah.
good. We're good. Okay, unless there are any other questions for Carol, we're going to move on to Peggy
All right.
for resident report.
Happy New Year, everyone, and happy January 20th.
Yeah.
Oh,
Coming up.
Hey!
Coming up. I just wanted to say briefly, say Happy New Year to everyone, but we were able to send over some holiday cards with some Stop and Shop gift cards this season. So I hand delivered them to both Pine Tree and Trefoil on the 22nd. And, the response we got
I
that the
thought that
residents
was very nice.
Yeah, they were very appreciative. Many called and said, it's nice because they're not going away for this holiday. So it was nice to get something special that they could get an extra dinner, something special for the holiday. So thank you again to the board for, making that happen for us. And I think, Maureen, as you said, everyone seemed to enjoy that, card. And
It was a
gift card.
very nice gesture.
Yeah, so
Very
good.
Most of us were home that day
Right.
alone because my son came over and brought me turkey early in the morning, but for the rest of the day, everything's different, it's so.
Right. It was different. So that's what our thought was. So thank you again to the board. And going into the pandemic, I am right now carefully trying to follow what the COVID vaccine information is. Right now, we found out it's age 75 and older, but if you have an email address, you can sign in through the town to get a vaccine. So we are quite concerned because there's many residents who don't have a computer or an email address. But in speaking with Julie from the Bigelow Center, she just heard that they are going to set up a phone system where you could call up to make a appointment to get the vaccine. So we're certainly
Okay, I
encouraging.
just heard prior to this call that they're now advising 65 and
Right.
over.
That's what I was saying. It is quickly going to change to 65. So we'll
I
certainly
think
be
that's
encouraging.
smart.
Right. We'll get out the news to all the residents and to the families to sign up to get the vaccine as soon as they can.
Do you have
Part
an idea
of Peggy is, I'm sorry, Maureen. Go ahead, Maureen.
when will that be, when the vaccine available?
Right now, the town has 75 and older. They could sign up to get the vaccine, age
Okay,
75.
where do they go to get the vaccine?
You can go to I think you have different options. You sign up through the town of Fairfield Health Department, and I know they're doing it there, but from what I understand, you can go to different places to sign up to get it.
Oh, is that going to clarify that?
Yes,
We-
they will.
Where you
We will help you, Maureen. Peggy
Right.
and I.
Once it's
we're-
changing daily, Maureen, that's
Yeah.
the problem. But once I know that you can go to the health department to get it, and sign up through the town. But we're hoping that they expand it now that it's opened up.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It is changing daily, Maureen, but we
Right.
will definitely be in
Yeah.
Yes,
touch. with
you
you.
did.
Right.
I
Yeah,
can tell you all that I did have dose number 1 at Mona Terrace at the health department
Right.
there. They were extremely organized. It was in
Right.
and out, you just had to sit for 10 or 15 minutes to make sure you weren't having a reaction.
Hmm.
And for anyone who's concerned, my arm was a little sore for a day or so, but no other symptom, nothing else. And from what I understand from everybody else in healthcare who's taken it, I haven't met anyone yet who's had any other symptoms.
Hmm.
Because I think there was a lot of information out there that scared, a fair number of people.
Mm.
Mhm.
That's
So
good
I'm
to
sorry,
hear.
Peggy, we interrupted you. Go on.
No, that's right. No, but that's our big encouragement now is to get the information out to all the residents and their families and to hopefully help everyone to get the vaccine as quickly as possible. And lastly, the good news is that with our wonderful intern, we were able to get all the HCV pre-applications, so 7,600 that we went through and picked the 250. Those 250 were mailed the letters. So they got the information and they were very happy. But thank you again to our intern for helping to get through all that paperwork and get those letters out.
What is that, the HCV?
The Housing Choice Voucher Program, Maureen, remember we had it opened up over the summer, and much to our mailman's chagrin,
It was
we had-
overwhelmed,
it was
Yeah.
7,600.
right?
So the random lottery was done and 250 were chosen, and we were able to get that information out to the 250 that were chosen, that they are on the wait list.
Oh, great,
Great.
okay.
Good job, Peggy.
Yeah.
Peggy, how is that officially
Really?
announced, if you don't mind my asking? How
Um,
exactly is that announced, the opening of the wait list?
It was advertised. Well, Carol could certainly, it was in the newspapers. They did a lot of outreach, door to door, agency to agency. 211 had the information. All the newspapers. It was, Carol would probably be able to,
The town's website as well.
the town's
Right.
website.
We actually, Jerry, are required to affirmatively
Right.
fair market. So we were out, 3 and 4 weeks in advance of the
Right.
actual opening. So people were already being made aware of it prior to us
Right.
being able to open it and give folks pre-applications. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we did good because we got 7,600 free apps. So the word got out there. I mean, we had people from, I don't know, New Mexico,
Oh, yeah.
Colorado, California,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I think once it went out to 211, you can sign up to get a blast when any wait list is open for HCV. So we had a lot of people that did say that they got the information from the 211 system that they had signed up for.
And that's purely random selected?
Yes.
Yes.
Just shows you what the needs are.
Yeah.
Right.
For
Correct.
sure. Yeah. Any other questions for Peggy or Carol? If not, our next meeting is scheduled for February 9th, I believe.
Mhm.
And
Madam
everyone's
Chairman?
stay safe and well, but we'll-
Madam Chairman, could I apologize for this, but I've thought of something I'd like to discuss with the board in executive session. It
Sure.
would not take too long, but would you mind if I made a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing litigation matters?
Sure, second.
Great to see you all. Congratulations. And you all made it through this is your last meeting in the Trump reign. So
Yes, yay.
Yes.
bless everybody.
Yeah,
Hi, Jerry.
Thanks,
Thank
Carol.
you. All right.
bye-bye, and we can entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Great. Okay, so we are
Everybody,
adjourning at 6:32.
Very good. Thank you all. Stay
All right,
safe.
everyone
Thank
stay
you.
safe and see you all in February,
Yep.
or in
Thank
one way or another,
One
right?
way or another.
That's it.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.